안녕하세요, 여러분. I think I'm on live. Yeah, I think I'm live. Yes. Okay. 여러분, if you guys can hear me, please say either yes or 네, or I can hear you very well, or 잘 들려요. Something along the lines of that. 안녕하세요, 탈리아님. You're very early. Not very early. You're on time actually because the class was supposed to start at 7 p.m. 안녕하세요. 잘 들려요? 잘 들려요, 여러분? 다행이에요. 다행입니다, 여러분. 네, 그래요. 좋아요. 그러면은 I think we can start the class now. It's 7 p.m. sharp right now. So let's get started. So did you guys check the short causative verbs list that I put up on my website? I gave you guys out the homework, remember? So the homework was for you guys to select some of these words or as many words as you would like and then make your own sentences with them. So in the second part of this class, we are going to study with your sentences. We're going to look at some of your sentences. Maybe I could give you some corrections or we could learn some of the new grammar or words from your sentences. So that's for the second part of this class. And for the first part, we will first look at the sentences that I brought and then study with them. So these are all in the format of fill in the blank or translation. And I brought 16 words from the list. So I think we can get started now. 네, 지금 시작할게요. So we're starting the first part with studying with the sentences that I brought, and then we're moving on to the sentences that you guys brought. All right, 그러면 let's start from the first word, 속다. 속다 먼저 시작할게요. 속다. 속다 means to be deceived, actually, to be fooled. And 속이다, by adding 이, it would mean to make somebody fooled, as in to make somebody deceived. So deceive someone or to fool someone. 그러면 여러분, let's get straight to the quiz. 일단은 만우절 거짓말에 속았어요 or 속였어요. So 여러분, 만우절 뭔지 알아요? Do you guys know what 만우절 is? 만우절, it's a day. It's the name of a day. A very enjoyable, funny day, which is April Fools. April Fools를 April Fool's Day를 만우절이라고 해요. 만우절. 그래서 April Fool's Day 거짓말 means lie. April Fool's Day lie 에 속았어요. So basically here in this sentence you're trying to say you were fooled by April Fool's Day lie. So you can say you are fooled. So 속았어요. You can use the intransitive verb 속다. 속았어요. And if you want to say that you were fooled by something, not someone, you can put the particle 에 after what you were fooled by. So 만우절 거짓말에 속았어요. And on the other hand, if you want to say you got fooled by someone, that's when you can use 한테 or 에게. So basically, by or from, right? So if you want to say I was fooled, I got deceived by a friend, you can say 친구한테 속았어요. 그리고 let's look at the next one, guys. Let's look at the next one. 일단은 before I even give you guys any explanation, could you guys try finding the correct one in this blank, guys? 이 빈칸에 알맞은 단어는 뭘까요? What would be the correct verb to use in this sentence? 다른 사람을 속는 말 or 속이는 말을 거짓말이라고 해요. 그렇죠. 맞아요. 탈리아님이랑 일파님이랑 다 맞으셨어요. 속이는 말을 거짓말이라고 해요. 속이다. Here, in this part, the causative verb 속이다 should be the answer. So, sorry about my pronunciation of causative verb, guys. So, this English word, causative is supposed to be pronounced causative, but for some reason in my mind, it makes more sense to pronounce it causative. I don't know, for some reason. So please bear with me, guys, even if I occasionally make a pronunciation mistake on this. So what I mean is causative, all right? So you should be using the causative form, 속이다 here. So let's break it down, guys. Let's break it down. So 다른 사람, other people, here is the hint. It's used with object marker. So 다른 사람을 속이는 말을 거짓말이라고 해요. So 말 means words, right? What you say. So words that deceives other people. 거짓말, we learned it in this sentence. Lie. lie라고 해요. 라고 해요. noun이라고 해요. It is called noun, right? It is called 거짓말, lie. So the words that you use to deceive other people, we call it lie. It's called lie. So here, to deceive somebody is the correct verb. So you can use 속이다, 속이다. All right, let's move on to the next one. So in our first video lesson, we learned 늘다, which is the antonym of 줄다. So 늘다 means for something to increase, or it can also mean for skill to improve. So 줄다 would be the antonym of it. 줄다 is an intransitive verb that means to decrease, to reduce. And 줄이다 would be the causative verb that means to decrease something, to reduce something. 그러면 보겠습니다. Let's move on to the example sentence. 한국어를 오랫동안, 오래, long time plus 동안, which means for or marking duration, right? So 오랫동안 means for a long time. 한국어를 for a long time 쓰다, to use, 지 않아서, I didn't use it for a long time. I didn't use my Korean for a long time. So 실력 means your skill. When it comes to language, it would be your proficiency, right? So 실력이 많이 줄었어요. So subject is 실력, your skill. 줄었어요 or 줄였어요? Which one do you think is correct, guys? 그렇죠. 줄었어요가 맞아요. 줄었어요가 맞아요. Because you're talking about your skill decreasing, something decrease, right? Not like someone is decreasing something. It's not used in causative way. It's not used with a causative verb. It should be used with the intransitive verb. So 실력이 많이 줄었어요. My Korean proficiency has decreased, right? It got rusty. It's not as good as it used to be. It declined. 이런 뜻이고. And next one, guys. So here is the typo, guys. It should be spelled with 이응, the consonant 이응, not 리을. So 출산율이 한국에서 출산율이 줄고 or 줄이고 있어요. 여기서 출산율 하면요. 출산 means so 출산하다 means to give birth to a baby. So 출산 means giving birth. And 율 means rate, ratio. So birth rate, 출산율 would be birth rate. So in Korea, 한국에서 birth rate is decreasing, is reducing. So the number is reducing. In that case, would you use 줄다 or 줄이다, guys? Which one would you use? Which one sounds most natural? And Giselle says, hey, I've been watching you for a long time, but it's the first time I've been able to come in your live. Oh, welcome. Giselle님, 안녕하세요. Giselle님, 반갑습니다. I hope you enjoy this class and get to learn something new. 그리고 그렇죠. 예리님, like 예리님 says, it should be 줄고 있어요 because it's the number. It's the subject number that is decreasing. So you can use 줄다, the intransitive verb 줄고 있어요. 출산율이 줄고 있어요. 그래서, and this is actually a true story, guys. If you look at the, where is it? I thought I brought the the picture. 잠깐만요, 여러분. 이미지. Oh, there you go. Oh, so this is the birth rate. The birth rate changed since 2010 to 2021, and it started at 470,000 babies, and now it's reduced to barely 300,000. So now in 2023, it's even worse. So you can see how serious of a problem the birth rate is in Korea right now. But yeah, that's a true story. And how about the next one, guys? How about the next one? 바지가 너무 커서 the pants is too big. So 바지 means pants, right? Your trousers. 사이즈를 줄었어요 or 줄였어요. So size is a Konglish word that means size. So basically you had it reduced. You reduced the size basically. You reduced it. 그렇죠. 그래서 reduce something, that verb has an object in it, right? So you should be using 줄이다 verb and conjugate it in past tense, which would be 줄였어요. 줄였어요가 맞는 정답이 되겠네요. Okay. 다음에 let's move on to the next verb. 붙다 and 붙이다. 붙다 and 붙이다. So this is pronounced 붙이다. 일단은 붙다 means for something to get attached, and it has to have some sticky element in it, like a gum got attached, like a gum got stuck, or it could be stickers. Stickers are sticky, right? Or it could be a sticky note, like post-it note. So that kind of thing, you can use it with the verb 붙다 to mean it got attached to somewhere. It got attached somewhere. And 붙이다 would be to make it attached. So it would mean to attach something. 고양이 소리 들려요? 고양이 소리가 들리는구나. Okay. So this microphone isn't doing as great of a job at noise canceling as I thought. But she just woke up, so she's being very cranky. So I don't know why. Every time I try to start the class, my cat wakes up. It's such a coincidence. It's such a bad coincidence. But she'll stop. She'll stop. So, okay. So how would you say 머리에 껌이 붙었어요? 머리에, on my hair, in my hair. Gum is gum. 껌이. So I got gum stuck in my hair. So basically gum got attached to my hair. How would you say that? 그렇죠. 붙었어요 라고 하면 돼요. 붙었어요. gum got attached. 붙었어요 is the correct one. How about the next one? So this is pretty adorable. 일단은 and true. 운전을 처음 하는 사람들은, so what kind of people is 운전을 처음 하는 사람들, guys? 운전을 처음 하는 사람들. So 사람들, people that 운전을 처음 하다. 운전하다 means to drive, right? To drive. And 운전을 처음 하다 means to drive for the first time. So people who are driving for the first time은 초보 운전 스티커가 뭐냐면요, 여러분. 스티커 is sticker. And this word 초보 운전 하면은 초보 refers to anyone who is a beginner or novice at something. So if you are a beginner driver, if you just started driving, you are a 초보, right? You're a 초보. So 초보 운전 means you are a beginner at driving, and it's a true story. In Korea, we have this sticker that looks like this, 초보 운전. So we attach it at the back of the car. To ask for understanding to other drivers, like, I'm 초보, so I'm slow, that kind of message. It delivers that kind of message. And there are some variations of these stickers. Some look like, where is it? Some look like this. 이거 귀엽지 않아요, 여러분? 귀여워요. 초보 운전하고 죄송합니다. Like, I'm sorry, crying emoji. I'm a beginner at driving, so please understand. 이런 variation도 있어요, 여러분. Anyways, so 이런 차 스티커를 차 뒤에 at the back of the car, you attach it, right? You attach the sticker, you attach an object, so you can use 붙여요, and it would be pronounced 붙여요, 붙여요. 그리고 너무 귀엽죠, 그쵸? 너무 귀엽지 않아요? It's so adorable that people make variations to it. So, 탈리아님 나라에도 이 스티커, 스토커 하면 stalker인데 I think it's a typo. 스티커. I know you meant sticker, right? 스티커. 이런 스티커 있으시구나. So you have it in your country as well. 좋아요. 그 다음에 let's move on to the next verb. 앉다. It's also a transitive verb that means for someone to sit down. Sit down. And 앉히다 would be to have someone sit down. So to seat somebody down. 그러면 비행기에 있는 모든 승객들이 비행기에 있는 모든 승객들 여기 So to break down 승객, 승 means to ride. It means of transportation. And 객 is a guest or a client or customer. So customer in a public transportation are always passengers, right? So 승객 means passengers. So all passengers, 모든 승객들 that are in or on the plane, 비행기에 있는 모든 승객들, all the passengers on the plane, 자리 means their own seat. 자리에, what would they do? Would they sit down or would they seat other people down? 자리에 앉았어요 or 앉혔어요? Which would be the correct one? 비행기에 있는 모든 승객들이 자리에 그렇죠. 탈리아님이 이미 쓰셨네요. 앉았어요. 첫 번째 단어 앉았어요. You can use the intransitive verb 앉다. 앉았어요. 그리고 how about the next sentence, guys? The next sentence. 승무원이 승객들을 자리에 blank. So here 승무원 하면요, it means a flight attendant. Stewardess. 그리고 승객들을 자리에 on their seat. What would the flight attendant have the passengers do? 그쵸? Without a doubt, this is the place where a causative verb has to be placed, right? So it should be 앉혔어요. 승무원이 승객들의 자리에 앉혔어요. Okay, let's move on to the next one. 익다 and 익히다. So 익다 means to be cooked, and what it means by cook here is to heat something. To heat something to make it edible. So it means cooked as in edible. So some food, if you don't cook it, it's inedible, right? For example, some of the meat, right? And also some vegetables, if you just eat it raw, then it makes you sick. So 익다 means cooked as in to have it heated and then make it edible, that kind of cooking. So not like making food kind of cook. That's 요리하다. 요리하다 means to make food, make proper meal. But 익다 is more like heating it up so that you could eat it. 그래서 익다 and then 익히다 would be to have it cooked, right? To cook something. 그러면 let's do the quiz, guys. 감자가 아직 안 익었으니까 or 안 익혔으니까 조금만 기다리세요. 감자 means potato, guys. Potato. 그래서 감자 is not yet, 아직, still not, so not yet cooked. It's not yet cooked. So 조금만 기다리세요. So please wait a little bit. 그래서 그렇죠. 익었으니까가 정답이죠. 익었으니까. 감자가 아직 안 익었으니까. Because 감자 is the food that will be cooked. Not 감자 cannot cook something else, right? That wouldn't make sense. So it should be 익었으니까. 안 익었으니까 조금만 기다리세요. Wait a little bit. 그 다음에 how about the next one? 닭고기를 blank지 않으면 배탈이 날 거예요. 여기서 배 means stomach, 탈 means problem. So 배탈 means stomach problem. And if you say something is nada, it means for something to come about, to come up, to rise. So 배탈이 나다 means for you to have a stomach problem. So it means to have a stomach ache. To have a stomach ache. 그래서 닭고기를, the hint is in the particle, object marking particle, so it should be 닭고기를 익히지 않으면 if you don't cook it, if you don't cook the chicken, if you don't cook something, right? So you have to be using the verb 익히다, 익히다. 익히지 않으면 배탈이 날 거예요. 좋습니다. 그 다음에 let's move on to the next one. 식다 and 식히다. 식다 and 식히다. 식다 means for something, usually for food, to cool down, but it could be used for other things too. And 식히다 would be to make something cool down, so to cool something down. So 식다 can be used for food or drink cooling down. So 커피가 식다, you can use it for coffee getting cold, or you can also use it when your love fades. When love between two people, when the spark fades, you can say 사랑이 식다. 사랑이 식다. 그래서 커피가 So I gave you out all the hint, right? The first one you should be using 식다 verb. So 식으면, 커피가 식으면, if the coffee cools down, then 맛이 없으니까 it has no taste. Literally, it's not delicious. It's gonna taste awful. 맛이 없으니까 얼른 드세요. 얼른 드세요. 얼른 is an adverb that is used to hasten someone. To quicken someone to do something. 얼른 드세요. Hey, quickly eat it. Eat it. And then 드시다 is the honorific of 먹다, which means to eat. But one weird thing about the Korean language is that we tend to use 먹다 for not just food, but also for drinks as well, for beverages as well. So we do say 커피를 먹다, and that would mean to drink coffee. So 먹다 is a broadly used word. You can remember that. 먹다. So 커피가 식으면 맛이 없으니까 얼른 드세요. Hey, quickly drink it. Quickly drink it. 다음에 the second one as well. 사랑이 식다. You should be using 식다 verb. So 사랑이 식어서 the love faded. So 남자친구랑 헤어질 거예요. So with my boyfriend. 여기서 헤어지다 can be used casually amongst friends to mean to say goodbye, to part, to say farewell, but it can also be used to mean to break up with your romantic partner, to break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend. So I'm going to break up with my boyfriend because love faded. There's no spark anymore. 이런 뜻이 있습니다. 그리고 why not 마셔요? 마셔요도 괜찮아요. You can say 커피를 마시다. 마시다도 괜찮아요. It's just that 커피를 먹다 is also okay. 커피를 먹다, 커피를 마시다 둘 다 같은 뜻이에요. They mean the same thing. 그 다음에 그리고 식히다는요. 식히다 is obviously 식다's causative form. And if you want to say to cool down your head, that's when 식히다 is used the most often, the most commonly. So you can say 머리를 식히다. 머리를 식히다. And it would literally mean to cool down your head. So to cool one's head down, to let one's head cool off. So let's try translating this full sentence, guys. I went outside for a bit to let my head cool off. Using 머리를 식히다, guys. Using 머리를 식히다. Can you guys try translating this whole sentence? I'm looking forward to various versions of your sentences. 기대되네요. 기대돼요. I went outside for a bit. So for a bit, you can use something like 뭐 잠깐, 뭐 잠시. 오케이, 이제 오웬 씨가 머리를 식히려고 밖에 잠깐 나갔어요. Alright, this is a perfect sentence. 머리를 식히려고, in order to do that, 밖에 잠깐 나갔어요. So 려고 and 가다 match perfectly grammatically, right? So 머리를 식히려고 밖에 잠깐 나갔어요. Does anyone else have another version? 하나만 더 하고 갈게요. 하나만 더 하고 다음 거로 넘어갈게요. If we have one more sentence, then I think we can move on to the next one. Oh, there you go. 저는 머리를 식히기 위해 좀 밖에 나갔어요. 좀 밖에 나갔어요도 괜찮네요. 좀이라고 써도 괜찮아요. 머리를 식히기 위해서. 여기 이제 위해서 시키기 위해서 타이포 난 것 같은데 I think 오타가 난 것 같아요. 시키기 위해서 좀 밖에 나갔어요. We have another version from 옐리님. 머리를 식히기 위해 잠시 산책했어요. 맞아요. 산책하는 것도 it could be it's like an activity that you can do outside. So you can definitely say that. 산책했어요. I took a walk. 좋아요. 그러면은 다음 거로 넘어갈게요. Let's move on to the next one. 졌다 to 적시다. So you can see something weird happening, right? 그리고 애원님 잠깐만요. We have another answer from Sabina님. 머리를 식히러 잠깐 나갔어요. So you can also say 러, right? Because 러 and 려고 are interchangeable when there's a moving verb used with it, right? So 머리를 식히러 or 머리를 식히려고 잠깐 나갔어요. For I went outside to let my head cool off. Both are fine. So moving on to the next one. 젖다, to be wet. And you can see that there's something weird happening. 젖다. The stem from the original verb changes to 적. And then there's this weird looking suffix that is added after it. So there are not many such exceptions in the list of causative. So this is something that you can just memorize. You can just get used to. So 적시다 means to wet something, to make something wet. 그러면은 여러분, how would you say this is easy? 비가 와서 옷이 다 젖었어요 or 적셨어요? It rained. Because it was raining, my clothes got all 젖었어요 or 적셨어요. Got all wet. Not make it wet. So, yes. 젖었어요가 맞아요. 젖었어요. My clothes got all wet. 그러면 how about the next one? 배가 아프면 따뜻한 물에 수건을 젖어서 or 적셔서 배에 올려두세요. Actually, this is a good tip that you can use when you do have a stomach ache. So 배가 아프면 if your stomach hurts, basically, if your stomach hurts, 따뜻한 물에 in warm water, 따뜻한 물에 you wet the towel. You wet the towel and then 적셔서 and then 배에 올려두세요. 올리다 means to raise something and it also means to put it up somewhere. So put it up on your tummy after wetting the towel, after making the towel wet. So to make the towel wet, you can use the causative verb 적시다. So 적셔서 맞고요. 그다음에 let's move on to the next one. 옮다 and 옮기다. 옮다 and 옮기다. 요거는요. It might seem a bit difficult to pronounce these words, but you can just pronounce it like 옮다 and 옮기다. 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 So 옮다 is an intransitive verb that means to be transferred or to be transmitted, or it could also mean to be infected by disease. 그리고 옮기다 is to transfer, transmit, to infect something. 그러면은 how would you say I caught a cold from my friend? I caught a cold means the disease, cold got infected by your friend, right? Cold got infected. So which verb would you be using, guys? 옮다 or 옮기다? 친구한테 감기가 옮았어요 or 옮겼어요? I caught a cold. Morgan님, 얼마요. It is correct that you should be using 얼마요, but it should be conjugated in past tense because it's I caught a cold. I got infected by my friend. Cold got infected basically by. Does it make sense? Yeah, cold got infected. Cold got transferred to me by a friend. So it should be 옮았어요. 친구한테 감기가 옮았어요. And if you want to use 옮겼어요, sentences like this would make sense. You could say 친구한테 감기를 옮겼어요. 친구한테 감기를 옮겼어요. And this would be a different sentence where you are the one that transferred that transferred 감기, cold, to your friend, right? So in this case, 한테 would mean to, and 감기 is the thing that you transferred, that you infected. All right, and the next one, this one is 옮았어요. And the next one, 핸드폰에 있는 사진을, the photo in the phone, the photos in my phone, 이거를 컴퓨터로 to my computer, to my desktop, blink고 싶어요. Basically, I want to blink the photos on my phone to my desktop. So this would mean to have something transferred, so it should be causative verb 옮기다, to transfer the photos, to transfer the photos. So 옮기고 싶어요. 다들 잘하고 있네요. You guys are doing really great so far. 그 다음에 남다 and 남기다. So 남다 is an intransitive verb that means for something to remain or something to be left. So many times it's used for like leftover food. You can say, if you are eating pizza and you didn't finish it, then you can say 피자가 남았어요. Pizza remains, basically. 피자가 남았어요, or pizza is left, right? And 남기다 would be to make something remain, so it means to leave behind. 그러면 첫 번째, which particle is the correct one in the first blank? 밥 blank. 왜 이렇게 많이 남았어요? To figure out the correct particle, you can pay attention to the verb that is used with it, right? So it should be 밥이 왜 이렇게 많이 남았어요? Because 밥 is the thing that remains, is the subject that remains. So 밥이 왜 이렇게 많이? Why is there so many, right? Why is there so much 밥 left? So 밥 means cooked rice. 밥 means cooked rice, but it's more commonly used to mean just meal itself. Whatever you eat for meal. It could be your breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever meal that you're having, you can call it 밥. So 밥이 왜 이렇게 많이 남았어요? 그 다음에, how about the next one? 배가 불러서 I'm full. So 밥 blank 많이 남겼어요. I basically how do you say, left behind a lot of food. I basically left a lot of food as in unfinished a lot of food. So 그렇죠. 밥 두 번째 거는 밥을 많이 남겼어요가 돼요. 밥을 많이 남겼어요. There are many food. There are many food that I left unfinished. 그 다음에 how about this one? 여행 가서 사진 blank 많이 남기고 싶어요. 누나님, thank you for the super chat. 그 다음에 여행 가서 사진 blank 많이 남기고 싶어요. 그렇죠. 사진을이 정답이에요. 사진을 많이 남기고 싶어요. Because it's used with causative 남기다. So 음식을 남기다. 사진을 남기다 means to leave behind the photos, as in to leave it for a good memory, for you to check afterwards. So 여행 가서 사진을 많이 남기고 싶어요. I want to basically make a lot of memory using photos. So 사진을 많이 남기고 싶어요. 그 다음에 let's move on to the next one. 없다 versus 없애다. 없다 and 없애다. So 없다, we all know what 없다 is, right? It's always used with 이카 particle to mean there is no noun, right? There's no noun. Noun is not there, or you don't have noun. It's always used with 이카 particle. And 없애다 would be to make it not there. So it means to remove something or to get rid of something. So how would you say, which particle would you put in this blank? 차별 blank 없는 세상에서 살고 싶어요. So 세상 means world. 세상에서 살고 싶어요. I want to live in a world where 차별 does not exist. 차별, where there is no 차별, basically. So you should be using 그렇죠. 차별이가 돼야 돼요. 차별이 없는 세상에서 살고 싶어요. Because 없다 always go with 이카 particle. And how about the next one, guys? 커피를 쏟아서 쏟다. We learned this. I think we learned this. I'm not sure which lesson it was, but so 커피를 쏟다 means to spill the coffee. I spill my coffee. So 바지에 on my pants. 얼룩 means stain. 얼룩이 치다 is a verb to be stained. So 얼룩이 졌어요. There's a stain on my pants because I spilled my coffee. 얼룩을 stain을 blank 수 있는 방법을 알려주세요. 사라님이 차별이 뭐예요? 미안해요. I skipped the explanation of 차별. 차별 means discrimination. Discrimination. So when we say, for example, 인종차별. 인종 means human type, so it means race. So if you say 인종차별, literally it's race discrimination, so it means racism. And if you say 성차별, its 성 is like sex as in men or women. So 성차별 means sexism. Sex discrimination. So 차별 means that. And so let's move back on to the second sentence. 얼룩을 그렇죠. 없앨 수 있는 방법을 알려주세요. 없애다. You should be using the verb 없애다. So 없애다 plus. So let's break this part down. 없애다 plus 을 수 있다, which means to be able to or can, right? And the modifier, and then 방법. So literally, it means a method of being able to remove the stain. So 얼룩을 없앨 수 있는 방법 means how can I remove the stain? 방법을 알려주세요. Please let me know. And 알려주세요 is also 알려주다 is also a causative, right? Causative, yes. Right. 아이고. Melvin 왕님. I did not quite understand your message, but thank you for the super chat. Anyway, so 알려주다 is also causative verb that comes from 알다. So 알다 becomes 알리다 in causative form, but it's also one of the verbs where you combine 주다 in causative form. In causative form, I get it mixed up all the time. Causative, causative. All right, so 알리다, 알려주다. So 알다 means to know. 알리다 or 알려주다 means to let somebody know. So notify. So 알려주세요. Let me know how I could remove the stain. And moving on to the next one. So this time we are going to use causative verb that stem from descriptive verbs, aka adjectives. So the first adjective that I brought is 높다, which means to be high. So it's used for a building being high, or like building being tall. We say building is high. And we also use it for your number, for any numbers, basically. It could be your grade, it could be your score, it could be birth rate. It could be the it could be your skill as well. So 높다 is used to gauge how high a number is, and 낮다 is the antonym of it, to be low. And if you say 높이다, it means to raise something, to make it high. And 낮추다 means to make it low, so to lower something. 그래서 we also use it figuratively as well. If you want to say someone has high standards, we say their eyes are high. So you can say somebody's eyes are high to have high standards. 눈이 높다. 눈 means eye, right? 눈이 높다. And if somebody has low standards, you can say 눈이 낮다. 쓸 수 있어요. 그러면 let's try translating this interesting sentence. So my sister has high. It's a little difficult. So oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So in my live program, the super chat message appears like this: Shiba dog squeezing a big red heart. So I didn't know what it meant, but it's a description of emoji. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. So I thought, what a weird message to put on your super chat donation. So I just ignored it. But oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Melvin. And thank you so much. I'm sorry for missing the proper gratitude. I hope you're still here listening to this. I'm so sorry I skipped it. Oh my gosh. And then Serenity Neem says a purple cat. So it's a description of the emoji, right? The emoticon that you use. I'm so sorry. Wow. All right. Okay. Melvin Neem, I hope that you're still here. I hope you didn't leave. Sorry about that. Okay, so getting back on. So my sister has high standards when it comes to men, and I think that's why she's been single since birth. So there's a lot of idioms that we could use in this sentence. So when you want to say somebody has high standards when it comes to men, we say 남자 보는 눈이 높다. 남자를 보다 or 남자 보다, basically to watch a man, as in to judge a man's character. 남자 보는 눈 means eye that looks at a man. So eyes that kind of discern a good man. So 남자 보는 눈이 높다 means to have high standards when it comes to men. And if you say 여자 보는 눈이 높다, it would mean to have high standards when it comes to women. 높다. When picking your spouse or your girlfriend, boyfriend. 그런 뜻이 있어요. So I would like you guys to use this idiom, this verb, this expression in the first part, and then say, and I think That's why she has been single since birth. So to be single since birth, there's a funny slang that describes just this. It's 모쏠. 모쏠 여러분, 모쏠 들어봤어요? 혹시 모쏠? 모쏠 is the acronym of 모태 솔로, or contraction of 모태 솔로, which literally means you've been solo since ever since you were in your mother's womb. So it's like single since birth. 모쏠, 모쏠. 그러면 how would you translate the whole sentence? Oh, okay. Melvin was here. Thank you, thank you, Melvin, C, for your donation, and also for the very cute emoji. All right. 오웬님이 이렇게 썼어요. 우리 누나가 남자 보는 눈이 높아서 태어날 때부터 모쏠이었어요. Okay, this is a perfect sentence. 맞아요. 우리 누나가 남자 보는 눈이 높아서 태어날 때부터 모쏠이었어요 해도 되고요. You can also simply just say 눈이 높아서 모쏠이에요. 모쏠이에요. Because 모쏠, the word 모쏠 already implies that you've been single since 태어날 때부터, since birth, ever since you're born. So you can just say that. 그래서 모쏠이에요, or 남자 보는 눈이 높아서 모쏠인 것 같아요. 인 것 같아요. You can also use it with 인 것 같아요 to emphasize that it's your opinion. That's what you think. Okay, 그러면은 let's move on to the next one. So if you want to say to raise your voice, you can use 높이다, this causative verb. So it would be 목소리를 높이다, right? Since you're using causative verb to raise one's voice, and 목소리를 낮추다 would mean to lower your voice, to speak in a low voice. 그러면 I brought another sentence for you guys to practice translating. How would you say you should lower your voice when talking in the library? You should lower your voice when talking in the library. So this is not a difficult sentence to translate at all, guys, at all. Especially if you're at a high beginner or intermediate level. This is piece of cake, right? 그래서 여러분의 답변을 기다리겠습니다. 여러분의 답변을 기대할게요. Can I use 자나? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, feel free to use whichever sentence ending you would like. 자나도 괜찮아요. 솔로 부대 만세. 만세. I agree. 네. Shout out to It's Lurks님. 솔로 부대 만세. 도서관에서 옐리님. 오케이. 도서관에서 얘기하면 목소리를 낮추면 돼요. So it's close. If you use 면 돼요. It's kind of far from you should. You have to. It has less of that forcefulness. It has less of that mandatory feeling. So it doesn't quite fit to should. 면 돼요 is like is usually used when you're kindly explaining how things work. So for example, if you want to say you can submit your homework by tomorrow. You can say 내일까지, by tomorrow, submit your homework. 숙제를 내시면 돼요. If you want to kindly tell them that's how it works, and you don't want to sound forceful. So if you say 내일까지 숙제를 내야 돼요, it means you must, you have to. But if you want to sound more soft, then you can use, that's when 면 돼요 can be used. So here, 낮춰야 돼요 fits more for should. So 도서관에서 이야기할 때, 그렇죠. 도서관에서 얘기할 때 목소리를 낮춰야 돼요. This is a perfect sentence. 낮춰야 돼요 or 낮춰야 해요. 옐리님, 알겠어요. I'm glad you understood. 좋아요. I'm glad you got it. 그 다음에 let's move on to the next one. 맞다 and 맡기다. 맞다 and 맡기다. Okay. 맞다 means to take on, to undertake, and it's usually used for some sort of task. It could be at work, or it could also be household work. It doesn't have to be like company work, serious work, and stuff like that. And 맡기다 would be to let somebody undertake. So it would mean to entrust a certain task to somebody, to let somebody do it because you trust that person, right? 그래서 it's usually used for projects. If you're an office worker, it's usually used for projects. So if you say 제가 이번 프로젝트, this project를 맡았어요. If you say it like this, then it means you are in charge of that project. I took on that project. I undertook that project. So 제가 이번 프로젝트를 맡았어요. And from this point on, guys, these are the causative verbs that stem from the transitive verbs, right? Transitive verbs. So that would mean when they are changed into causative, they are inevitably going to have two objects, right? And I think I gave you enough explanation in the first lesson how to which particle to mark causey with and the direct object with. We learned that in the first lesson. So let's continue. So 제가 이번 프로젝트를 맡았어요. I took on the project. And 를, 맡다 is used with object because 맡다 is a transitive verb. 그 다음에 and it can also be used for positions. Which position that you are in charge of in a group. So in K-pop groups, for example, like BTS에서 RM은 leader. He's the leader, right? So he took on the position of a leader. So that's when you can say 리더를 맡다. 리더를 맡고 있고 RM is in charge of, basically, undertaking a leader position. And J-Hope is J-Hope. J-Hope은 main dancer. It's a Konglish word, main dancer, that comes directly from the English word main dancer. So main dancer를 맡고 있어요. He took on that position. It's his position. He's in charge of the position main dancer. 그런 식으로도 쓸 수 있습니다. 맞다. 그리고 여러분, 그러면은 let's try filling in the blank with the correct particles and correct verb in each blank, guys. So 여기서 대표님 means the CEO of a company. So 대표님께서, the honorific of 이가 particle, right? So 대표님께서. So what I'm trying to say here was it's an honor that the CEO of our company entrusted important task to me, entrusted me with important task. That's what the sentence is trying to deliver. So in that case, which particle would you put in each blank? So 대표님 is entrusting me with 중요한 일. And 영광 means honor, glory. So if you want to say, it's an honor, you can say verb 어서, because somebody did this, I feel honored. 영광입니다. So you can remember this as fixed expression and use it whenever you feel honored. 그래서 대표님께서 so this is a typo, I think. Or is it 저, right? 저한테, 그렇죠. 저한테, 저에게, or 저에게, 그렇죠. 저에게 중요한 일을 맡겨주셔서. So you remark causey, causey with 에게 particle, and the direct object of 맡기다 with을, 저에게 중요한 일을, and then we're using causative. So 맡기다, 맡겨주셔서 영광입니다. It's an honor that the CEO of our company entrusted me with such important work. 이런 뜻이 되겠습니다, 여러분. 그 다음에 next one. Let's move on to the next one. Number 14. 신다 means to wear, as in shoes. whatever footwear that you use, that you wear, we use 신다, not 입다. 입다 is for clothing. 신다 is for footwear. It could be socks. It could be your sandals. It could be sneakers. 그리고 신기다 would mean to make somebody or to help somebody wear. You put shoes on their feet. It could mean that, or it could mean to help somebody wear shoes, put on shoes. 그러면 여러분, 일단은 let's look at this sentence, guys. 딸이 발이 아프다고 해서, so my daughter, 발이 아프다, her feet hurts, right? 다고 해서, she said that. My daughter said her feet hurt. So, 지금 blank 고 있는 샌들을 blank고, 운동화 means sneakers. So it's a comfy shoes. It's considered a relatively comfortable shoes, right? So 운동화를 blank. So just by this context alone, can you guys try filling in each blank with the correct verb among 신다, 씻기다, 벗다, and 벗기다? Actually, it's not impossible. Without English translation, you guys can definitely figure it out just by the context alone, the context that the sentence provides alone. 그래서 can you try filling in the blank, each blank, with correct verb among these four? 신다, 신기다, 벗다, 벗기다. I'll give you guys some time. 시간을 좀 드릴게요. 같이 할까요? 그렇죠. 옐리님 is the first to provide answer. So 신고 있는 샌들을 벗기고 or 벗겨서 운동화를 신겼어요. Alright, okay, 좋아요. Verb as for verb, you use all the correct verbs in each blank. 좋아요. 그래서 딸이 발이 아프다고 해서 지금 신고 있는 샌들을, so sandal means sandal. So this sandal would be what the daughter is wearing, right? 딸이, the subject is removed here because it's obvious that it's daughter. It's the daughter's sandal, right? So 지금 신고 있는 샌들을, the sandal that she is wearing right now, you can use 신다. 그거를 벗기고, you took it off from her. So 벗다 means to take off, and 벗기다 means to take someone else's clothing or shoes or accessories off. So if you take your daughter's shoes off, then that's 벗기다, not 벗다, right? So 벗기고가 맞고요. In this blank, it should be 벗기고, and then you put on her sneakers instead. You helped her put on sneakers instead. Maybe your daughter is very young, so you're helping her put on shoes. So 운동화를 신겼어요. Since you're not wearing your own sneakers, you're helping somebody wear shoes. 그래서 지금 신고 있는 샌들을 벗기고, I took her sandal off and then let her put her sneakers가 됩니다. 그리고 this is the last sentence, the last verb that I brought, 끼다 and 끼우다. And we learned 끼다, and I think we did that live class in June, right? 6월달에 한 것 같은데 we did a lesson on how to say wear and to take off for each body part. And 끼다 means to wear, as in wearing something on your ears, or it could be eyes like your lens or glasses, or it could also be on your finger like a ring. And 끼우다 would mean to put it on for someone, or it could be to help someone put it on. 자, 그러면 let's move on to this sentence. 도서관에서 음악을 듣고 싶으면, 도서관에서 in the library, 음악을 듣고 싶으면, if you want to listen to music, 반드시 is an adverb that usually goes with imperative sentences or 아어야 돼요, 아어야 해요 ending to emphasize you must do it. Or you have to make sure to do it. You must do it. So 반드시 you must earphone is it 끼워주세요 or 끼워주세요? Should you be using 끼다 or 끼우다 in this context, in this sentence? 그렇죠, 여러분. 끼어가 맞아요. 끼어. Because this sentence is instructing you to wear your own earphone, right? If you want to listen to music. So you can use the verb 끼다, 끼워주세요, 끼워주세요. How about the next one, guys? 여자친구에게 청혼하면서 반지를 blank 줬어요. 일단은 여자친구 girlfriend and 청혼하다가요. It literally means to ask someone to 혼 from 결혼, ask someone to marry you. So 청혼하다 means to propose to somebody. So 하면서 while proposing to my girlfriend, I put on a ring for her. In this case, 반지를 끼우다 would be correct, right? 끼우다, because you put it on for your girlfriend, right? So 반지를 끼워줬어요 would be the correct one. 끼워줬어요. Okay, so these are all the sentences that I brought, and I will make sure to upload this exact same class file on my website after class. And also, okay, so like I told you guys, for the first part, we were going to study with the sentences that I brought. And then in the second part of this live class, we're going to look at some of the sentences that you brought, right? Using the words on this list, some of the words on this list. So would you guys kindly share the sentences that you wrote using these causative verbs? It could be any sentence that you made using one of these verbs. So I look forward to reading your sentences, guys. Ooh. So let's start the second part. I will be waiting for you guys to share your own sentences. It doesn't have to be a perfect sentence, guys. If you make mistakes, I will correct it, and then you can learn something from my correction, right? So that's good. That's good for you. That's good for everybody else because they can also learn something too. And that's also good for me because I can provide you guys with a lot of knowledge, a lot of Korean grammar knowledge. So that's a win-win for everybody. So please, guys, please feel free to share your sentences. 아무거나 괜찮아요. 아무거나. Anything that we didn't cover so far on this list. 아무거나. 잠깐만. 아기가 일단은 탈리아님이 아주 귀여운 센텐스 쉐어해 주셨는데 공유해 주셨는데 아기가 고양이한테 먹였어요. So the baby fed the cat. The baby fed the cat. That's what you're trying to say, right? 오케이. 좋아요. 아기가 고양이한테 먹였어요. 만약 if you used exactly what the baby fed to the cat, then that would be a perfect sentence. So 아기가 고양이한테, it could be 사료를 먹었어요. 사료 is animal food, guys. Animal food. So you can say 아기가 고양이한테 사료를 먹였어요. Or it could be 아기가 고양이한테 생선을 먹였어요. Fish를 먹였어요. Then that would be a correct sentence. 그리고 옐리님, 학교에서 성차별 당해서 마음이 괴로운 기억만 남았어요. 와우, okay. 학교에서 so this is actually this sentence itself, the content itself is quite sad. 그쵸? I'm so sorry that if it's your true story, 옐리님. 일단은 학교에서 성차별 당해서 일단은 옐리님 used 괴롭다, the adjective 괴롭다 on the list, and also 남다 on the list. So 괴롭다 means to be in pain, to be suffering. 그런 뜻이고요. It's an adjective. So 학교에서 성차별을 당했대요. We learned 당하다 is a passive form of something negative, right? So you were sexually discriminated against. 성차별 당해서 at school, 학교에서. 그래서 마음이 괴로운 기억만 남았어요. 마음이 괴롭다. Your heart is in pain. So 그런 기억, that kind of memory 만 only that만 남았어요. So only the painful memory remains at school because I got sexually discriminated. I experienced sexism. Okay, this sentence is a perfect sentence, Yelinim. Thank you so much for sharing. If it's a true story, then I'm so sorry. I hope that you heal from it. 네, 그리고 옐리님 한국어 너무 잘하고 있어요. 진짜 이거 맨날 말하는 거지만 I think I say this every time I see your like answers. But 한국어 진짜 잘하고 있어요. 좋습니다. 그 다음에 선생님이 항상 저를 웃기셨어요. Your teacher always made you laugh. 좋아요. That's a good teacher. That's 그 humorous teacher겠네요. 그렇죠? He or she must be a humorous teacher. 그리고 예쁜 여자가 목걸이를 착용합니다. 이거는 so DWEQ님은 you didn't use the causative verb. You didn't use any causative verb, but it's a grammatically perfect sentence. 예쁜 여자가 목걸이를 착용합니다. It sounds rather too formal, but grammatically speaking, there's nothing wrong with that. 그리고 그분이 비키 선생님이에요. 진짜요? 제가 탈리아님 많이 웃겼어요. I never consider myself a funny person, but I'm really glad that I was able to do that for you. 탈리아님, thank you for sharing. That makes me so happy. Being able to make other people laugh, that's one of the most I guess fulfilling things you could experience. So thank you. 탈리아님 감사합니다. 그리고 또 다른 분들은 없나요? Any other learners who would like to share their sentences that you made using one of the causative verbs, short causative verbs? 없나요, 여러분? 없어요? 없어. 어떡해. 그러면은 빨리 끝내야 되는데. Then that would mean I would have to end this class earlier than I expected. 진짜 없어요, 여러분? Really? There's no one that would like to give it a try? 진짜 없어요. It could be any sentence that you made spontaneously. 없습니까? My channel이 안녕하세요, 선생님. 인도 사람이에요. 안녕하세요. Welcome. 안녕하세요. We're about this class is about to end. And 옐리님이 비키 선생님은 항상 좋은 수업을 준비하니까 제 호기심을 돋우고 있어요. 호기심을 돋우다 쓰셨구나. 이거 괜찮아요. 호기심이 돋다. 호기심을 돋우다. 오케이. 좋아요. 호기심을 돋우고 있어요. 완전 좋은데요? 일단은 비키 선생님은 여기서 옐리님이 이제 돋다. She used causative verb 돋우다 that come from the intransitive verb 돋다, and it means 돋다가 잠깐만요. 돋다가 to rise가 되겠죠? 그렇죠. To rise. And 돋우다 means to raise something, but it cannot be used for raising anything or for anything to rise. It can only be used for your feelings to rise, to raise some sort of feeling. So it could be 호기심, like 옐리씨 used. 호기심 means curiosity. So curiosity. So if you say 호기심이 돋다, it means for your curiosity to rise, or 호기심을 돋우다, which means to raise curiosity. And it could also be used with words like 의욕, which means willingness to do something. So it's motivation. It could be 의욕이 돋다 or 의욕을 돋우다. Or it could also be used with your appetite as well. 식욕. 식욕 means your desire to eat. 식욕, so it means appetite. So if you say 식욕이 돋다, it means your appetite rised. Your appetite rises. You do have an appetite. And 식욕을 돋우다, it means to raise your appetite. So it makes you want to eat food. 그래서 좋아요. 잘했어요. 옐리님, thank you for another great sentence. 그 다음에 뎁티님, 수업 시작 전에 시리즈 봐서 눈이 너무 괴로워요. 수업하기 전에 시리즈를 봤어요. 무슨 시리즈 보셨어요? So 눈이 괴롭다. So 뎁티님 used 눈이 괴롭다. So your eye is in pain. 눈이 괴롭다. Okay, 이렇게 써도 괜찮아요. It's okay to use it like this. What kind of series did you watch? Netflix series 이런 거 봤어요? 뭐 봤어요? 궁금하네요. 그 다음에 빌리아나님 안녕하세요. 빌리아나님이 저는 이 문법을 잘 배우면 알려줄게요. 그렇죠. 이 문법을 잘 배우면 after I learn this grammar well, after I kind of like master this grammar, then I will let you know, right? 알려줄게요. So 빌리아나님 used 알리다 or 알려주다, causative verb that means to let somebody know. 좋아요. 그 다음에 여동생이 코를 시끄럽게 골아서 코를 골다 하면요. to snore예요. to snore. 그래서 여기 골아서가 맞아요. 시끄럽게 골아서. She was snoring loudly, right? Snoring loudly. So 깨웠어요, right? So I woke her up. 좋아요. 깨웠어요. I woke her up. 오케이, 좋아요. 그 다음에 사비나님 감사합니다. 그 다음에 다 학생들 잘 들려서 수업에 선생님이 목소리를 높여야 돼요. 모든 학생들이 I'm guessing Talia C might have meant to say all students can't hear you very well, so the teacher has to raise her voice, right? 그런 것 같은데. 그래서 다 학생들이라고 안 하고요. If you want to say all students, you can say 모든 학생. 모든 학생. 다 is only used as an adverb. 그래서 if you want to modify a noun and say every student or all students, you can say 모든 학생들. 모든 학생들이 잘 안 들려서 or to be more precise, 선생님의 목소리가 잘 안 들려서 선생님의 목소리가 the teacher's voice 목소리가 잘 안 들려서 they can't hear the teacher's voice very well. So 선생님께서 선생님이 목소리를 높여야 돼요. The rest of the sentence is correct except for the typo. 높여야 돼요. 목소리를 높여야 돼요. You can use 여 because 어야 하다, right? The verb has to be conjugated when used with 어야 하다. 그 다음에 부동산 너무 비싸서 많이 살려야 돼요. So the real estates are too expensive, so 많이 you have to make them live. You have to so Crystal님, I'm not sure what you were trying to say with 살리다 here. Could you specify more, please? 그 다음에 이 영화는 많이 재미있는데 조금 지루해요. Is it a right sentence? Yes, grammatically speaking, it's not. There's nothing wrong with it. 이 영화는 많이 재밌는데 조금 지루해요. So there are many parts that are fun in this movie, but there are also some other parts that are boring, right? 그 다음에 라면 만들 때 물을 더 끓였어요. 라면 만들 때 물을 더 끓였어요. 여기서 사실 라면하고는요. When we say to make ramen in Korean, we always say 라면을 we don't say 라면을 만들다. We say 라면을 끓이다. 항상 끓이다라고 써요. Unless it's a cup noodle. Unless it's cup noodle, we always say 라면을 끓이다 to mean to make ramen. So 라면을 끓일 때 물을 더 넣었어요라고 하시면 좀 더 자연스러워요. 라면을 끓일 때 물을 더 넣었어요. I put in more water. 이렇게 하시면 조금 더 자연스러울 것 같아요. 아니면은 라면을 끓일 때 물을 더 끓였어요. 이것도 괜찮겠다. If you wanted to say you boil more water, then you can put double 끓이다. 네. Doesn't really sound unnatural. 그래서 이렇게 해도 괜찮아요. 그리고 Good Omens 봤어요? Good Omens 보셨구나, 딥티님. 오케이, 좋습니다. 그 다음에 다이어리에 쓰는 것을 좋아해요. 오케이, 날씨가 아주 더운 바람에 정신을 차릴 수 없을 정도로 머리가 달아요. 그 달아요를 아마 달다가 물론 heated란 뜻은 있는데요. 달다 does mean to be heated, but it's not. It's very rarely used to say your head is heated. If you want to say 아닌가? 아니다. sorry. 날씨가 아주 더운 바람에 조금 correction 줄게요, 옐리님. 날씨가 아주 더운 바람에 since it's an adjective, you should be using 니은 받침소. 더운 바람에 일단은 여기서는 더워서라고 고칠게요. 더워서 날씨가 아주 너무 더워서 정신 차릴 수 없을 정도로 머리가 달아 올랐어요. 이렇게 하시면 좀 더 자연스러워요. 그러니까 for some reason 머리가 달아요 is very rarely used, but it would sound more natural to say 머리가 달아오르다. If you want to use 달다. So 달아오르다, to heat up, 달아오르다. 머리가 달아올랐어요. 그리고 to save a lot of money. To save a lot of money 하면 그 save라서 살리다를 쓰신 거구나. To save a lot of money 하면은 돈을 아끼다, 돈을 모으다라고 쓰시면 돼요. 돈을 모으다. To save money. 돈을 살리다 아니에요. 돈을 살리다 means you rescue your money. You make your money survive. So that doesn't make sense. 돈을 모으다라고 하시면 돼요. 그 다음에 예쁜 삶을 살고 싶어서 you want to live a beautiful life. 아름다운 삶이 조금 더 나아요. 아름다운 삶을 살고 싶어서 탈리아님 아름다운 삶을 살고 싶어서 나쁜 걸 없애다 잘 쓰셨고요. 없애길 바래요. 없애기를 or 없애길 바래요. or 바라요. 그다음에 The leer that she writes is so cute. It's actually terrible. It's terrible handwriting. 그다음에 옐리님. 감사합니다. Thank you for sharing many good sentences, 옐리님, with many verbs. 그다음에 제 강아지가 짖어서 그에게 먹였습니다. So here's the usage about 먹이다, guys. 먹이다. 그러니까 먹이다 sounds most natural when it's used with what you fed them with. So, for example, if you say 밥을 먹이다 or if it's a cat, 뭐 생선을 먹이다, or if it's any animals, then you can say 사료를 먹이다. 사료를 먹이다. or 먹이를 먹이다. 먹이를 먹이다. It sounds okay. It sounds natural, but sorry, my cat is disturbing me. She seems to want to play. But let me finish with this explanation. So 먹이다 sounds natural when it's used with what you feed them with, but it doesn't really seem to make sense when it's used alone. So if you say 제 강아지가 짖어서 그에게 먹였습니다. It does sound unnatural. Instead, you can say 제 강아지가 짖어서 잠깐만요. 제 강아지가 My dog was barking, right? 제 강아지가 짖어서. You don't have to conjugate 짖다 in past tense when you're combining it with 어서. 제 강아지가 짖어서. You don't have to say 그에게. You don't have to say 그에게 because it's obvious that you fed the dog, right? And also it's very rare that we use 그. We don't use the pronoun 그. 그래서 강아지가 짖어서 you can say 사료, animal food. It could be dog food or cat food, or it could be 먹이, the food for animal. So you can use either 사료 or 먹이를 먹였습니다. 먹였습니다. Now this would sound natural. 제 강아지가 짖어서 사료를 먹였습니다. Or you could also just say 줬습니다. You gave it to him. 그것도 괜찮아요. 둘 다 맞아요. 그 다음에 okay, Lorelai님, I think you're French, right? Thank you for sharing your sentence. 그리고 let's try a few more sentences. 우리 동생한테 제가 좋아하는 책을 읽혔어요. Okay, 좋아요. If you say 우리 동생한테 제가 좋아하는 책, the book that I like, then that's a correct sentence. 읽혀서 it's a perfect sentence. You perfectly use 읽히다. 그리고 탈리아님, 고생 많으셨습니다. 선생님, 유용한 레슨 가르쳐 주셔서 고맙습니다. 여러분들 열심히 하셨어요. 정말 자랑스러워요. 그냥 계속 이렇게 하세요, 여러분. 여기서 탈리아님 is giving you guys encouraging message. She's saying you guys did very well. She's very proud of you. Keep going like this. 그래서 thank you, 탈리아님. 그리고 예리님, 새는 창문에 누워 있는데 도대체 무슨 일 있나요? 체크하고 새가 다쳐서 날 수 없었어요. Okay, I get what you're trying to say, 예리님. 여기서, so I think you are meaning to say a bird is lying on the window or on the window and or in front of the window, and you wanted to check what on earth has happened, and it turns out the bird got hurt and it couldn't fly. So I want to fly her again, right? So you're trying your best to fly her. 일단은 여기서 고쳐드릴게요. 새가. So it's a specific bird that is lying on the window, right? So you can say 새가 창문에 누워 있는데. Then if you want to say someone is lying down, someone is laid down, right? Someone is lying down. You can combine it with 있다, the state describing expression. So 누워 있다. If you say 눕고 있다, it means that person or that animal is in the process of lying down. She didn't finish lying down. She's not on the ground yet. She's still in the process. So 누워 있는데, 새가 창문에 누워 있는데, 도대체 what on earth? 도대체 무슨 일인가? 무슨 일인지 확인해 봤더니 새가 you checked what on earth has happened. 확인해 봤더니 새가 날 수 없었어요. The bird couldn't fly. 여기까지 잘했고, 그래서 걔도 괜찮고 그 새도 괜찮아요. 그 새, that bird. 그 새를 다시 날리려고 노력하고 있어요. or 최선을 다하고 있어요. You're trying your best. 최선을 다하고 있어요. You're trying your best. 다하고 있어요. 이거 이렇게 쓰면 맞을 것 같아요. 다하고 있어요. 아니면은 날리려고 보다는 사실 그 새가 다시 날 수 있게라고 해도 괜찮아요. So that the bird can fly again. Rather than using causative, it sounds more natural to use intransitive. 날다. 나는 thank you for I really appreciate your try though, 예리님. 잘하셨어요. 그다음에 많이들 쓰셨네요. 키스님. 교실에서 학생들이 잠을 자면 선생님이 뒤에 오케이. 그쵸. 그런 선생님들 많아요. I know a lot of teachers like that who make the students stand at the back of the classroom if they fall asleep. 교실에, since this is an online class, I can't really do that, but I think that's a really effective teaching method or guiding method. 교실에서 학생들이 잠을 자면 교실에서 학생들이 잠을 자면 선생님께서 선생님이 뒤에 세우세요. You can use something like 세우세요. or 세우실 거예요. She will make you stand 뒤에 at the back of the classroom, right? 그렇게 쓰시면 되고 프랑스 사람 맞죠? 딱 그 이름에서 느낌이 왔어요. I could feel that from your name. 그리고 초롱이와 하영이는 저를 에이핑크 펜으로 붙었어요. 무슨 말이지? 에이핑크, so A-pink fan, you're a fan of A-pink. 붙었다? I'm not sure what you were trying to say by 붙었다 here, Morgan님. Could you please specify? 나는 반지를 샀어. 내 고양이가 반지로 놀아. 오케이. 병원에 갈 때 의사 선생님이 저를 의자에 앉혔어요. Perfect causative sentence. 의사 선생님이 저를 의자에 앉혔어요. 좋아요. You use 앉히다 correctly. 그 다음에 옐리님. 오케이. 다음에 제 강아지는 공원에서 놀았어요. 오케이, 여러분. 그러면 일단 오늘 part 2는 여기까지 할게요. I will have to finish the class right here. But thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for bringing your sentences, making your own sentences, impromptu sentences, or having it prepared before class, whatever it was. Thank you so much for sharing. And 네, 여러분, thank you so much for coming. And I'll make sure to have the same file, the same worksheet uploaded on my website after I close this live. Okay, 그러면은 I will see you guys in causative verb lesson number 2, which will be a video lesson, and we'll learn how to form sentences with long causative verbs, which include 시키다, 개하다, 개해주다. I think it's a lot more difficult than short causative sentences, but there's nothing to worry too much. And I hope to see you guys in the next live class, which will also be based on that second video lesson. Okay, guys? 그때는 좀 더 많이 준비를 해올게요, 여러분. Okay, 그러면 여러분, thank you so much again. Once again, thank you for coming to class, and I will see you guys in the next lesson. 감사합니다, 여러분. 좋은 밤 되세요. 오케이. 좋은 밤 되세요. 빌리아나 님도 좋은 밤 되세요. 호주는 지금 9시 반이잖아요. In Australia, it's 9:30. So thank you so much. Although it's late, thank you for joining the class. 그 다음에 옐리 님도 감사합니다. 옐리 님도 thank you for sharing so many good sentences. 좋은 문장 많이 공유해 주셔서 감사합니다. 그리고 딥티님이 코로나 때문에 모든 사람에게 손을 자주 씻겼어요. You're meaning to say 씻겼어요. 오케이, 좋아요. 좋아요. 그리고 다음에 봐요. 탈리아 님도 다음에 봐요. 저도 진심으로 사랑합니다. 하트 하트. 그리고 I wanted to say they make me attached to a pink. 모건 님. attached to a pink. a pink 그럴 때는 안 쓰고요. So attach, so 붙다 can only be used when you attach something physically. So it can be used figuratively, like if you pass a test, then you can also say 시험에 붙다. But other than that, it's usually something physical, so it has to be sticky. So it doesn't really make sense to use 붙다 in this sentence, Morgan. So if you want to say they make me attached to a pink, you can say something like 제 친구들이 저를 에이핑크에 빠지게 만들었어요. You can say that. 빠지게 만들었어요. And this, as you can see, include the long causative sentence, the long causative verb, which include verb 게 만들다. This is one of the long causative expressions. So we will learn how to form this kind of sentence in our next video lesson. Morgan, I hope you would be able to watch that lesson. And 키스님도 감사합니다. 그리고 여러분 정말 감사합니다. Thank you so much. Morgan, thank you so much for the super chat donation. 3 red hearts of different sizes. I can already picture in my mind what kind of emoji you use. Thank you so much. Thank you. 여러분 모두 감사합니다. 감사합니다. 다음 레슨에서 봐요. 이제 끌게요. I will turn this off. Thank you guys. Bye bye. 너무너무 사랑합니다.